Hello, it's me, Kenny Bartell, here on our first webcam since we've initiated the H.E.L.P video. Granted, it was a bit thrown together. We had a few things that were supposed to go in a certain direction, and due to time crunch and arranging for everyone to get in to help make this possible, it kind of got thrown together, and because of that I apologize. There was a few areas, especially in my part, where I seemed to kind of give you a roundabout way of relaying quite a few topics concerning what was going on and what I felt should be relayed, and what I was hoping to accomplish by speaking to you. So thank you very much for those of you that have watched it. I greatly appreciate your interest and your support. A lot of the support that we have gotten has been very positive, thankfully, and everyone kind of seems to identify with the fact that it was truly from the heart, which is what we were hoping to call it initially. Go figure. But due to, again, the time crunch and where we were with what was going on, we just went with it as it was. So for those of you that haven't seen it, you're more than welcome to look at it. You can see it at my Facebook page at Kan-B-Anthing or Ken Bartell on Facebook. So I'm also in the process of working on a YouTube channel called Kan-B-Anthing, K-A-N-B as in boy, A-N-T-H-I-N-G. So anyways, I just wanted to touch in real quick and mention something and be as concise as possible. Something I had mentioned something concerning an author that who had written a book that really kind of impacted me in a lot of ways, and I had learned a little more in detail as to what kind of caused him to come up with the title and what made him become what he was, and even more importantly, what the title truly means. So the author, his name was Echart Tolle, and he had written a book called The Power of Now. And that was something that I always thought of, okay, being in the moment, much like a lot of athletes say, you know, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, David Ortiz, you know, I could go on. But anyways, it meant more than that. And what's interesting is I've spent a lot of time listening and reading everyone from Bob Proctor to David Schwartz, Anthony Robbins, Sandra Gallagher, Jim Rohn, Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hill. I mean, I could go on. James Allen, Robert Collier, Wallace Wattles. And it's interesting because a lot of them talk about similar things, and one thing that they all seem to be true on is the difference between the conscious and the subconscious mind. Now, the way they break that down is two things, and this is all going to tie in, hopefully, to what I learned as far as what was going on with Echart Tolle. So the conscious mind is what makes us kind of dress the way we dress, wear what we talk the way that we talk, and so forth. Whereas the subconscious is what drives us, is what causes us, once we wake up, to go through the same routine, driving to where we got to get to. That's something that Bob Proctor and Anthony Robbins mentioned from time to time. They'll say that, like, the thing, you know, you get to work or get to your destination and be like, hey, wow, like, how did I even get here? That's all your subconscious mind. It's basically like a video camera that actually runs on all five senses, and it's either distorted, generalized, or deleted due to certain events that go on throughout your life. And that's where post-traumatic stress disorder comes into, because of losing your sense of security, and which is a segment, and we can get into it another time. But one of the things that they mention is that that the subconscious is constantly running, and whenever you think, it's nothing but questions. So you're constantly questioning yourself on all that we do, and on all that you do. And one of the things that Echart Tolle was talking about was, speaking of the power of now, he was saying that if you focus on this moment, right here, you realize that you're no longer asking any questions. You're focused on the moment. You're focused on, I'm looking at the reflection of myself in this webcam, and I'm looking at trees behind me and my glasses, which I could easily take off, which would probably help quite a bit in some ways. But anyways, you know, one of the things that he had stated is the fact that, like, when you focus on the moment, you no longer ask those questions. And Anthony Robbins says whatever you focus on is what you feel. So if you are looking at at the past, so to speak, which is something we tend to use as a soundboard constantly. We're always looking for reassurance. And it seems to be like that's something that we always go back to. And in some ways it really helps, and I think in a lot of ways it really hinders. Because, you know, you see a lot of, with some of your success, if you're someone that isn't some amazing athlete or musician or scientist or, you know, engineer like, you know, Steve Jobs or, you know, the Woz or Bill Gates, you know, of our time period, you know, it's really easy to kind of look at all your failures, which is something that I think a lot of us do to, like, the paradigms that we've kind of inherited, or, you know, our beliefs that we've kind of been raised with. You know, we tend to kind of drift, and we don't really seem to have as much of a drive or as much success as some of these people do. And we compare ourselves to those people, which is a very dangerous thing to do. From time to time, and in a lot of ways, if you look at the past and you've seen that, like, you haven't had that type of progress, that type of progression, you haven't been as successful as some of these people, you realize that, hey, listen, you know, I was unable to meet the mark, I was unable to meet the goal, I was unable to, you know, to make it to those people that, you know, really needed me for whatever reason. And if I was someone that tended to just focus on all of the shortcomings and all of the issues and the times that I've failed, then that's all I'm going to focus on at this day and age. And actually, Echart Tolle was actually talking about that, because at that time, when he had this breakthrough, this epiphany, you know, realization that you know, that he was, were it not for the fact that he was so close to contemplating suicide, which was something that was kind of, he was feeling this way for quite a while, that were it not for that, he wouldn't have realized and had this breakthrough moment where he found out that it's living in the moment is what's going to carry you through. And in today's world, as I mentioned in H.E.L.P, you know, the previous video, so many of us are suffering from depression. So many of us are going to drugs. We have so many vices, whether it be the bottle, whether it be the needle, whether it be the powder, whether it be smoking, whether it be, you know, gambling, pornography, you know, selling yourself short, lowering your standards. I mean, that's just stuff that, like, we really shouldn't be doing. You know, hanging out with people that we really shouldn't be, and doing things that we should never even begin to even be doing. You know, as far as, like, you know, like, why we're here, I mean, so many of us take that for granted. It's, you know, were it not for me nearly losing our 2-year-old, you know, last August, I wouldn't have seen all that. You know, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now and trying to pay it forward and spread a message, much like Echart Tolle did in this book, where he's talking about what you focus on, you know, in this moment is what's going to carry you through, as well as take and wash away the rest of the thoughts that are constantly going on. The subconscious mind, I mentioned that. The subconscious mind is like a, whenever you think, you're constantly asking questions, as I mentioned. And in doing so, if you're constantly asking these questions, like, you know, why am I getting anywhere? Why am I doing anything real? Why am I such a failure? Why am I not the person that I envision myself to be yet? Or why am I not there? Then, you know what? You're in deep trouble. Well, I shouldn't say deep trouble, but you know what? That's a tough way. It's a limited way of thinking, is what I mean to say. It's a very limited way of thinking. If you live in the moment, you focus on the moment and say, listen, every moment is a brand new canvas, just like every day. You can change your life like that. And you know, you just need to want it bad enough. You know, now I'm from New England, and you know what? The Patriots just recently won the Super Bowl. I'm a football fan to a degree. And, you know, who wanted it more? Seattle or New England? New England, obviously. And you realize it's the people that are the most driven, people that are the most passionate, people that are the most focused in that moment, much like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Serena Williams. You realize that, like, all these people, Larry Bird, as I mentioned, all these people all have that same focus, that same state of mind. And all I'm trying to say is, from what I've learned through Echart Tolle here, that if you focus on the moment, you not only can create, progress, and rid yourself of those negative, false, and limiting beliefs. So, again, I want to keep it brief. I'm only mentioning it because, you know, as I've mentioned in the other video, you know, these addictions are affecting everyone, literally everyone, from all walks of life, people from making 7 figures to people that are making less than 20,000 a year. So, just want to pay it forward. Understand 2 things. Understand that doubt and fear can be overcome. You just need to believe in you. And 2, know that if you focus on the moment, you begin to change your state of mind. And when you change your state of mind, you change your life. You change your thinking, you change your life. And that is progression. That is one step forward. And you know what? And you're in the direction you need to. So don't keep giving fear and stress, like Louise Hay says, a woman that reinvented herself after 60, who actually, if you heard of Wayne Dyer, someone I mention from time to time, someone that she is his publishing company. She owns the publishing company that he uses. And in doing so, you know, you can do anything. She says if you give stress that much meaning, then it will rule you. So make it success. Make it something you can be proud of, okay? We're not here to be using drugs. We're not here to be gambling. We're here to be more of that. That was something that I heard from someone recently, to ask yourself, why are you here? What do you want your destiny to be, your legacy to be? So, all right, thanks again. Take good care. My kids are crying. I got to take off. All right, sorry. Bye-bye. Take care.